But just know that something obvious is coming in this week, Cancer, and it's going to cause the change that you've been waiting for.
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good?
Hey there, what is up, Cancer? Mika Hero back again with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you may need to know for this coming week. So we are currently in July. We just started July. I think we had July 4th yesterday. But if you do find this video and the message does resonate with you, it is going to be for that current week, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and start by pulling an overarching energy for the week, and then we're going to check into an area of focus, any possible challenges, and some advice from Spirit. These messages are general, so take them as they resonate. However, if they do resonate, take the ball and run with it. And if you are interested in booking a personalized reading, everything can be found in the description. And please do show some love to the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing if the messages do resonate with you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what we Cancers can expect over the next week or so. What do you want Cancer to know? What's the overarching energy? What can I share with my brothers and my sisters in Cancer? Ooh, that's wonderful. Looks like that. Look, and you know what? It does make sense. Even though we're going into a retrograde, and actually kind of all of July is going to have the stink of retrograde on it. They do want you to know that times, they are a change. And I could feel this because this is when I was feeling there was going to be a major, turning point. Okay, so this is confirming that times are going to be changing. Something is going to come in that is going to be a major shift for you this week, Cancer, and it's going to feel like a breakthrough. It's going to be almost like you can exhale now. It's like you've been waiting to exhale, and you can finally exhale because you're going to actually see tangible evidence. Again, it feels like you've been waiting for something, and you're going to get some news on it that's going to be like a turning point. It's going to create some type of major change, okay? And then we do have the midheaven showing up at the bottom of the deck, okay? So this is definitely about, it says mind your reputation, but it really feels like about your business or in some way where you've been putting yourself out there and maybe you haven't been met with the results that you want, but they're saying that's getting ready to change, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into the tarot and get you an area of focus for this coming week. What do you want Cancer to know about these times that are getting ready to change, or this change that's happening? This, like I said, this week is there's going to be some type of obvious or tangible evidence of this change. And when it does change, it's going to be almost like, especially with mind your reputation showing up. Beautiful. We have Mars energy showing up when I move that. They want you to know, oh, it's so crazy. Embrace your true purpose. It's going to be something. All right, one more. Things are magically aligning. This is what I'm saying. This is the energy that's happening for us this coming week, Cancer, okay? Something is going to cause you, that's going to show up and cause such a change that you're going to jump into some type of an action with that Mars energy. It's going to have to do with your true purpose because we have the North Node and midheaven showing up to let you know that it's going to be something that has to do with your true purpose. It says mind your reputation. It's going to be maybe even about how you've been seen or how you're being seen. Or hell, you could be putting something out and then all of a sudden it just blows up. Or something that you put out a while ago that maybe hadn't gotten any traction and then all of a sudden it just blows up. But just know that something obvious is coming in this week, Cancer, and it's going to cause the change that you've been waiting for. We had Trine show up with things are magically aligning. This is going to be the week for that, okay? So I love that so much. There's a change coming through. It's going to cause you to jump into some type of action, and it's going to be moving you towards your North Node, which is your true purpose. And as soon as I stop to say that, Cancer, we have the Ace of Pentacles showing up at the bottom of the deck. Look out for something this week. Seriously. and it's going to be tangible, and it's going to maybe even set you on some type of a new path or a new course. But just know that times they are changing. Okay, something is coming in that's going to be a tangible evidence of that change. What's a good area of beautiful? I was going to say, what's a good area of focus for my beautiful Cancers? And we do have the Seven of Pentacles showing up. They're saying choose. I know things have been a little bit confusing. There's been a little bit of fog coming in that you guys may have been navigating. But they're saying when this change comes in, choose. Don't live in this foggy place anymore of not knowing what to do, okay? Because we have the Six of Pentacles showing up, and this is going to be in the form of a gift that you're being given. And it may not be a gift from someone. It could be an opportunity with that Ace of Pentacles showing up that is going to feel like a gift from the universe, okay? They're saying be prepared to choose. First of all, don't be afraid to choose with this Seven of Pentacles, but don't live in this fog of confusion anymore. You know what you want. You've done the healing. You've done the work. Your only work is to decide that this is what it is and move towards that, okay? Now, what's going to be the challenge? This is exciting because I know that this has been kind of a major, especially with that Six of Pentacles showing up, a major ebb and flow last few months for us, to where we were or still might even be in the shadows of that mental fog of confusion, like what the hell am I supposed to be doing? And it could even be causing anxiety, like my channeled messages said. But they're saying something is going to come in right now this week and let you see the exact path to take, and you're going to know exactly what to do, but you will have to choose it. And it may be something that you might not feel you're ready for. You are ready. Choose it. Use your intuition, obviously, but be prepared to choose it, and be prepared to, with that Mars energy showing up, jump into some type of action, okay? It could be something unexpected, but I feel like it's something that you've been working on or nurturing that is going to actually show up tangibly, okay? What could be a possible challenge for Cancer as they anticipate and expect this change or this new opportunity or this new decision that's going to need to be made in order for them to move powerfully on their path? What do you want Cancer to know? What could be a challenge as they show up differently? Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because it feels like, because we have both sort of planning and action and taking action on those ideas and taking action on the inspiration, I feel like they're like trusting in what you're receiving is going to be a big challenge or a big thing for you this week, because you are coming out of this mental confusion or this mental fog. And so they're just saying, remember we said at the beginning with the Seven of Cups, when this shows up, choose. Don't let that confusion that you're coming out of or have come out of keep you from taking action on this idea that you do receive, or from believing that this is the inspiration that you need to act on or that you're receiving in order to act, okay? Because we definitely had the challenge of the Two of Wands confirmed with the Knight of Wands, which is definitely saying receiving that inspiration and taking action on it might be a challenge, because you're coming out of a mental fog that might have you not believing that you need to act right now. That's really what's happening right now, Cancer, because look at that. As soon as you do, you start to see things coming in, and it's exactly confirming also with the 2 becoming the 3, why the challenge would be you haven't really been seeing the results that you want, which has caused this mental confusion and this mental fog. So it might be like, is this the thing that I need to take action on? You might do a little bit of that ebbing, that back and forth of, is this, isn't it? Because what I didn't say is when I was shuffling and I stopped a second ago, the Two of Pentacles did show up, and that can represent that back and forth energy. And so I didn't say anything about it, but I did see it, and now it's relevant because they're saying that challenge could be realizing that this that you're receiving is the idea that you're wanting to take action on, and this is what's going to bring in the results that you've been seeking. But because you're coming out of that mental fog, it might be a challenge recognizing that, okay? What would be some advice I could give? That I could give that would be helpful? Yeah. Look at this. We have the world energy showing up. They're just saying that it is complete. It is complete. Trust what you receive this week, Cancer, and be prepared to take action on it, because it's going to move you away from that confusion that you've been feeling. Because this is the Six of Swords, which represents relief and moving on to calmer waters. And even though you are sort of taking that stuff with you, you're fresh off the confusion of the Five of Swords, okay, which is the struggle that it's been. There's been that internal struggle. There's been this fight to just try to get to where you are right now. But they're saying, trust what you're receiving this week, Cancer, because it's the end of that struggle. This is going to be the change that comes in. Okay, the world represents the end of a cycle, and it's right before you move into the full energy. And we have times are a-changing, okay? It's going to bring in that relief that you need. Your only work is going to be to definitely choose. Because if you allow the mental confusion to continue to let you stay stuck or stagnant, you won't be able to see the progress. And this week is all about you embracing your true purpose with that North Node showing up, you taking some type of an action with Mars showing up, and for you to mind your reputation. Do it from a place of authenticity and how you want to be seen. Because right now, things are moving in your favor, especially because I believe Jupiter, the planet of expansion and unexpected change, is going to be in our sign for a long time. And so it might feel like we've been sludging through the mud, but it's now about to be that time where things are flowing a lot easier, okay? And so trusting this might be a challenge for you. They want you to know it's over. It's over. You can seek the peace and the relief and relieve yourself from that internal fight that you've been doing, or that winning at all costs, or having to fight for what you get energy, okay? Let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards just to get a little bit deeper advice from Spirit, because they're definitely saying that the end of that times are changing. That tough struggle energy is over. And I think, again, like the last readings I did for us, Cancer, especially the channeled messages, were all about that survival mode and relieving ourselves from that. But I know that it's easier said than done. We've been in survival mode with what feels like our whole lives. I know for me, for sure, all I've known is survival mode. And so sometimes I have to even remind myself, hey, you're in survival mode right now. You don't need to struggle. You can relax into what's happening and see more progress than digging in and trying to force some type of an outcome. So give us some more advice for my beautiful Cancers. How can they go ahead and lean into these changes? And I mean, it makes perfect sense, because this is more advice, which is the death energy, which is about cycles completing and allowing the transformation to come in. Beautifully confirmed with the Four of Swords. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. This is the wreckage of what you're leaving behind. You have what you need from all of that stuff that you've had. And if this was the traditional death card, we would see bodies left in the wake of the Grim Reaper who is walking towards the Hierophant, okay, in the Rider-Waite deck. And the sun is definitely coming up in the background. But the point of the thing is that this Four of Pentacles shows up beautifully to confirm you have what you need. You've got what you needed from this wreckage. You take what you have, hold on to it, and take it into your new beginning here, and allow who you once were or what happened before to change, okay? Because it is about to be And again, I think my last reading was saying our birthday season, if you haven't already started seeing it, this is the change. This is the catalyst. This is what's about to change. You choose the direction, receive the proper steps to take, and take action. Because it's going to require that. And take action from a place of who you are now and from what you now know, instead of who you were during these cycles that are closed. They're closed. If you allow them to close, they're closed. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to take one more advice card for you, and then I am going to maybe send you off with an angel number. I think that would be very fitting right now. Yeah, I mean, look, we have the Empress and the Page of Swords showing up. You are receiving new. You are receiving new ideas. In fact, and it shows up with Justice and the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Okay? This is exactly what's happening right now. That balance is being restored. The Page is receiving the ideas to take action on with the Knight of Swords showing up. Okay? The Empress is definitely letting us know that we're in that fertile period right now. Things that we have been, that first of all, that represents the gestation period. Okay, so remember what I said about being about to break through that cocoon, but you're like the ideas are about to give birth. You're about to give birth to those ideas, and so you're going to receive the inspiration, so you'll know what actions to take. But they definitely want you to choose. You cannot stay in this energy of I don't know what I want and get what you want, truthfully, because there's confusion there. And the confusion, it's hard for you to see the light or receive the guidance for what you've been giving birth to all this time and know what actions to take, because you're receiving the inspiration, but if there's any type of cloud of confusion there, you won't see it clear enough to take the proper action. And you'll still feel like you're in these cycles that are closing out. The point of this year, the year of the 9, is fulfillment. It's about those cycles closing and you stepping into a more fulfilling, emotionally, financially, supportive timeline of yourself. Okay, but you do have to choose to let those cycles end. And like I say, in this period of retrograde, especially in my own experience, the past is going to show up. You get to use that however you want to use it. And I think it's going to be very powerful for you to use it to reinforce these boundaries that you have been working on all this time. Okay? You know, you might get lost in whatever it is and be like, oh, this is back now. Yay. But it's going to start to feel, unless it has changed to a point where it can stay with who you are now, one of those vibrations will be dominant. Okay, now it could either be you allow this change to pull you back for a moment. Once you realize it, because your awareness shouldn't let it get too far off the rails, shift that energy and say, no, I forgot. No, we're not doing that. Or your energy will be dominant and this thing will either have to change or it'll have to leave. Okay, so just remember, if you intend to be the dominant energy and you're exuding love and authenticity, whatever shows up, if it's not vibrating at that frequency, will not be able to stay. But one of the energies will be dominant. Okay, so just be fully aware of that. But yeah, Cancer, this coming week is going to be real good. Okay, I mean, to the point where you're going to be like, finally. Okay, it's going to be, like I said, that waiting to exhale moment, because it feels like you've been kind of holding your breath and waiting for some type of a change for a long time. And even though things have been changing, it may not have been feeling like the changes that you've been seeking, or maybe they haven't been as obvious as you had hoped, depending on what type of confusion you may be coming out of. Okay? But remember, the overarching energy for this week is definitely change. Those cycles are closed now, they're saying. They're closed. Let them close so you can receive the proper action, the proper inspiration, the proper inspiration, and the proper actions to take. And when you receive those, take action. You got that Mars energy showing up, okay? So I hope something did resonate. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. If this is helping you, Cancer, please do support the channel, because I am doing this for us from a Cancer to a Cancer, so that we can get some clarity on, how to navigate this energy, and most importantly, feel like we have a support system for each other, and build another community for our beautiful Cancers as well. If you're interested in booking a reading, everything is going to be in the description. I want to invite any of my creatives who are spoken word artists, musicians, of any kind, to submit your music or your performances now, so that you can be featured on The Sound of Spirit radio show. I'm about to launch the first episode within the next couple of weeks, and I'm always looking for submissions, and it's really just a show that blends tarot, collective tarot. It blends music, it blends travel, it blends interviews, and it's basically called The Sound of Spirit because it is basically my way of appreciating the art that comes from people's spirit, that moves them to, like, for instance, I make music, so I definitely, when I'm making music, it comes from my spirit, and so I want to share that, and I want to find out other people's talents and arts that I can also highlight and feature, that comes from spirit, and how their creative process, just so that people can see different perspectives and maybe use some of those techniques to tap more into the creative energy and allow themselves to become an open valve for their art as well. Okay, so all that information definitely in the description. Make sure that you do subscribe to that channel so that you will know when the first episode launches, and that way you can get a vibe for how the show is going to flow. It is going to be live, so you also want to subscribe if you have any questions that you need answered, because there is going to be a Q&A segment, a live Q&A segment on the show as well. So it's going to be crazy. Dude, like I said, times they are a-changing. It's time to shake things up, baby. And so whatever that means for you, do it lovingly, authentically, and unapologetically. Okay? So as soon as I pick up this deck, we do have 666, which is the reflection card. It's that, I guess that was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that was at the bottom of the deck. It's that Six of Swords energy, but it's that non-judgmental reflection that is going to bring in that peace and that harmony, and restore that balance, which we did have the Justice card showing up at the bottom of the deck as well. So what angel number do you want for my beautiful Cancers for this coming week, so that they can take it as a kiss from the universe that they are not alone, they are on the right track, and they're in the manifestation, they are in the change. Oh, so good. First of all, 555 fives represent change. They represent sometimes a challenging change, but they definitely represent change. So when you see 555 or fives of any sort, I would say, hey, thank you, universe. Thank you for this change, because times they are a changing. So no matter what you're involved in, take these fives as a kiss from the universe, that this was what you're living now is what you flowed already. You have the power to change things right now by deciding in this moment, I'm going to flow differently, and different things will show up. And also Cancer 8s. If you see 8, just tap into the reward and just give thanks, because whatever that reward is, even in that moment, or honestly, peace is your reward. But just know that balance is being restored. Take it as a kiss from the universe that you are being rewarded for your diligence. You're being rewarded for your will. You're being rewarded for your patience. And you're being rewarded for your willingness to do the work and push through no matter how hard this is. The funniest thing is, my brother told me a long time ago, before I had my awakening, it was almost like a warning. Like, it's going to get real. Like, you have to deal with who you really truly are. And I didn't fully understand that. And I thought, oh, is this it? When I first started it? No, that was layer 1. That was layer 0.0001. So it does get real, okay? But just know that you're getting ready to you're seeing rewards for the work that you've been doing. If you see those 8s, take it as a kiss that you are different, change is about, and the reward that you're seeking is all around you. So all you have to do is tune into it, okay? So thank you again for watching Cancer Awakening channel. I do, again, hope something resonated. Please do comment, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure that you do submit your music, because I would love to connect with my other creatives, and I would definitely love to highlight anything that Spirit moved you to create, okay? I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.